Greetings. This is People Noisy, host of the LindaJoy podcast. Today I have a back-to-back number 3 for Linda from Australia. Part 1 was about her story. Part 2 was about how she overcame cancer. And today we're going to talk about her business. So, Linda, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hi, Payman. Good to be here. Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine. How's your day going today so far?
Very productive. Thank you.
Good.
Lots of meetings and getting a lot done. So that's always a good feeling, in flow with the energy, which I also help others to come into alignment with their energy flow and to also tune in to how they're feeling on a moment-to-moment basis throughout the day.
Awesome. We're going to talk about it in a moment. For people who don't know you, tell us, where's Linda?
I am in Brisbane, Australia. That's where I live. And who I am a free spirit. Freedom is freedom, integrity, fun, health. These are, and play and adventure, travel, all of these things are on my top values list. And any way that I can incorporate all of those and uplift others on the planet to just be the free spirit that they are, well, happy days.
Awesome. Awesome. Speaking of that, tell us, what is your business currently? What is your impact in the world?
I work with professional business owners as well as corporate employees, corporate directors, leaders who are experiencing burnout, stress, mental, physical, emotional exhaustion, or they might have gone through a massive transition in their life and they feel like the rug's being pulled out from underneath them. Or they could be under a lot of deadlines and not sleeping, and all these responsibilities are just building up and they're not taking time out for self-care. They've lost the balance in their life, and that's where my Benn method comes in, which is balance, energy, nurture, and nourish. And that method is what I incorporate into my Burnout to Balance program, specifically for corporate leaders and business professionals.
Awesome. Before we dive deep into that, tell us, what's the genesis of this business? How did you get into that business in the first place? And why this business and not any of the millions of other options out there?
Holistic health has always been my passion, and it started back when I had cancer in 1990, and that's when I met my teacher and understood the mind, body, spirit connection, and also understanding the mind-body connection of whatever we are thinking, whatever energy we're putting out there, or whatever emotions we are feeling, and this is where it can create negative responses like illness and disease. So I work with the root cause because I went through it myself. This is where I help others to look at the root cause, though, and this is something I've been working with for decades, and I've got lots of different courses and programs. The 5R renewal program is one of them, which is online, and I also coach you through it. This is great for anyone who is feeling a lot of negative emotions, feeling stuck, running old patterns and programs and paradigms, and retelling their story. So that's where the release part comes in. Then the realigning them back to who they truly are, to restore all their energy, restore their health, their well-being, to rebalance their life, and then they feel re-energized. So that is something that is like 20 years old. But now because the energy on the planet, we're now in 2024, we're a whole new energy being. And so what I'm now focused on is helping elevate people to really be true to their true authentic self and be the free spirit that they are. Feel freedom. Because if you're constantly in that victim mode and constantly talking about all the things that are wrong in your life, constantly talking about all the trauma and the past stories, well, then that's where your energy is focused. Whereas I'm now shifted my business to focus on helping people be more elevated, amplified into love and light of who they truly are and co-create with the universe so they can start being who they came here to be. And we all chose to be here on this planet at this time on a mission. And every soul chose to be here. And we all chose to have these experiences in our life in order to learn and grow as a soul. And so it's really about, who do you choose to be? What do you choose to have in this lifetime? And then what do you choose to do in this lifetime? So let go of the old story, the trauma, the past, because it has no energy, only the energy that you give it. If you can imagine, you know, a ship's moving through the water, what's moving the ship is the engine. And so it's going towards the GPS. Now, the wake from the ship, from the propeller, it has no energy. That's the past. And then after a few minutes, all the waves and the ocean just comes and covers up where the ship has even been. So that's the same with our past. It's like what's moving the ship is the present moment, the same in your life. What's moving you in this life is this present moment. The past is gone, and don't drag it in to your new future, because this is about you creating the new you. And that's what my Benn method is. It's a sustainable method to help sustain longevity and health and well-being long term. And I incorporate a lot of tools within this program in order for people to just be the joyful, happy, vibrant, energetic being that you truly came here to be, because nobody came here to suffer or struggle. And so going back to the burnout, if you're not sleeping, if you've hit a wall where you've lost motivation or enthusiasm, or you're mentally, emotionally, physically just drained and exhausted, that lowers your energy vibration. And the result of that is your clarity. You're unable to focus. You're unable to make choices and decisions on your future. So that's where it's like, clean all that up, come back into alignment with your true self and your soul. And then from that space, then who do you choose to become? And who are you becoming now?
Makes sense. Makes sense. When did you realize that this was your calling, your purpose in this lifetime? Was it a specific event? Was it something progressive? Walk us through that.
Well, it was back in 1990 when I had cancer, and I realized it's like, wow, you know, we all chose to be here. We are all playing roles.
Oh, yes.
And every single being on the planet and everyone who we come into contact with is all playing a role in our movie called life. And so when I healed myself of cancer, and I also really looked at all the emotional baggage that I had suppressed, which created the illness. And also my teacher helped me to really shift consciousness and see things from a different perspective and reconnect me. Well, I would say that I may have been disconnected from my psychic abilities because it was so suppressed. So it was really just me reconnecting with who I truly am as a soul and why I came here and why I'm passionate about helping others to be who they chose to be on this planet.
Beautiful. You mentioned your Ben program. Tell us more about that.
Well, there's four methods, sorry, 4 levels. So balance, so it's looking at where in your life is out of balance and really being honest with yourself and looking at your whole schedule and creating more balance in your life so that you do have freedom during the day. Because it's like, yeah, this is easy. It's when overwhelm comes in and you realize, wow, I've been burning the candle at both ends and I don't have time for all these other things in my life, and work and business has just consumed me and my whole life is out of balance because I'm working 24/7 and not getting the sleep, not getting enough self-care, not eating properly or living off caffeine or stimulants. And so where is the nurturing and nourishing for your body? And so the second one is energy. This is seeing how are you energetically feeling, but also energetically, how are you showing up in the world? Because people feel our energy before we even speak.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're all energy beings. And this is where, again, if you're out of alignment with who you truly are, your energy and how you show up will affect your relationships. It will affect how you work. It will reflect on the choices and decisions that you make. I mean, all our health is based on how we are feeling and our energy vibration. The more you can energetically vibrate at a higher vibration and frequency, then everything just flows to you easily and effortlessly. And then the third step is nurture. This is really nurturing your mind with what you listen to, nurturing your body with what you put into your body and the food and the drink. And again, everything in moderation. And then looking at nourish, which is the fourth step, which again is food related, but also nourishing your soul. So nurture and nourish work together, but it's slightly different because you will feel like when you do different activities, it's like, wow, this makes my heart sing, or I love being out in the ocean and swimming, or I love being in nature and connecting with the trees. And so that's nurturing you, and especially with the mental health on the rise, and so many people are experiencing different mental health challenges. It's how are they nurturing and nourishing their mind, their body, and their soul, and making choices to actually bring all that into alignment with who they truly are as a being, as a soul.
Beautiful. So you work with them not just on the physical side, but also on the spiritual side, the mental side. It's all packaged. Yeah.
Emotional, energetic. And this is where I've always worked holistically. I look at all angles and with anyone, for many decades, I was actually working physically on the body, and people would come to me with pain in their body and go, well, this hurts and this hurts and this hurts. And then what I noticed was a pattern happening, because I'd go, what's going on in your life? And then they'd tell me. So they'd walk out feeling fantastic, full of energy, light. And then the next time they came back, they'd recreated the pain. So that's when I started going deeper into more of the somatics, more of the energetics, more of the root cause. And that's when I started incorporating a lot of my coaching. And also while I was working on them, is I'd receive downloads and profound messages, and then the healing and all the energy work and the psychic work and everything else flowed from there. And then back in 2006, I also became a master NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, but all these tools and everything that I've studied over the years, they're just tools, from being a Reiki master to a teacher of Palawa healing, which again shifts consciousness, expands awareness, and connects all 12 strands of DNA. And 20 years ago actually it's 20 years this year, it was 2004 that I met my current spiritual teacher who channeled the Palawa healing. And that's what changed my life, because I was at a time of dysfunctional relationship and not feeling the happiest person. Though after I did the teacher training, oh my God, my whole life just catapulted in leaps and bounds like a rocket ship. And I basically, I went to 2005, I took it over to America, and then every year I would travel back and forth teaching in America and sharing different presentations, as well as teaching the workshop. And so what I realized, and the big aha from that, is that you can't fix the physical body with the mind that created it. So when you shift consciousness, the physical body will take care of itself. And
Wow.
that was like, wow, instead of working one-on-one and focused on, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts, how about shifting consciousness, and the physical body will take care of itself? Understanding why you created the pain, understanding what is the energy block. And this is what really turned my business around and helped so many people. I mean, I've worked with thousands of people over the years, all over the world, and doing distant healings and teaching workshops, and also training, seminars, actual face-to-face workshops, as well as online group training. So everything I'm teaching, and still today, it's really about helping an individual to take responsibility, to be true to themselves, and also teach them how to look at what's working, what's not working, but look at it as energetically. And energy, well, we're all energy, but any emotion is just energy in motion. So once you recognize, oh, it's an emotion coming up, it's a bit like, I've got a medi ball here. So this big ball,
Wow.
if you can see it, just imagine you're in the swimming pool and you're trying to push down this big ball. Inside the ball is all the negative emotions, and we all feel different emotions on a daily basis. So just say you're feeling anger, and what happens, a lot of people suppress the emotions, and this is where addictions come in, and trying to numb out and trying not to feel because they're scared of feeling that emotion. So they're pushing it down. But what that will do is, again, cause illness and disease and mental health issues. If you can allow the ball to come to the surface and let it bob on the surface and acknowledge the energy, acknowledge the emotion, and ask the anger, well, what's your message? And this is in my 5-day training that I teach. So what's the message? What's an example of? And then where in your body are you storing that? And then you can transmute the energy. And the more you become an observer and less attached to the story and less attached to the emotion, well, then you can just release it and transmute it and transform it. And this is the beauty. This is the power that we all have.
How do we tap into that power? What's the fastest, best way to do so?
Practice, just doing a simple tool. This is what I teach in my programs. It's really about taking responsibility, taking charge of your life, your health, your wellness. If you're not feeling great, well, great. What can I do to change this? And then make a new choice. Because the only difference between, you and I and everyone else out there is the choices that we make on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And so, and every day we have thoughts coming in. Those thoughts create a feeling. The feeling creates an emotion. So what is the action that you will take from that emotion? Now, a lot of people don't want to feel that emotion, and they're trying to suppress it. And so one of the things I teach people is how to feel, because a lot of people who are in their head just operate on ego. And so, and that causes a lot of suffering. And so it's about feeling the emotion and then taking charge of that emotion and just transmuting and changing the energy. And then and the more you can take charge of your life, that's so empowering to an individual. It's also empowering you to go, well, what else? What else can I create? What else can I create? And then you just start co-creating with the universe and attracting more opportunities, more growth, more possibilities, more adventures, more fun stuff, more relationships, more business deals, whatever. It's you're in alignment. Everything just flows to you easily and effortlessly, and you're living your purpose.
That's powerful.
Where you're in control of your life. And not allowing the external world or the external stories run your life. Otherwise, that will cause a lot of misery.
Absolutely. How long is your program? So how long does it take for someone that enters your program to start seeing results?
I do 90 days. So I work with people one-to-one. And in 90 days, well, depending, everyone's different. So, but every 90 days, you have a goal on what you will achieve in 90 days. And then if there's more, because everything is about layers, and then we can do another 90 days and another 90 days and another 90 days. So we have action steps and goals and what's underneath that, and then what else and what else. So you just keep going deeper, because humans, we're complex beings and there's a lot of layers and we never get to the bottom of things. But it's about achieving or getting to a place of peace and neutrality and feeling free in your heart, feeling the waking up in the morning and go, wow, I love my life. I have the best life. And I truly can say, I am happy. I feel joy on a daily basis and feel that and live in peace. But if you're allowing the external world to run your life and watching the media or watching all the news or the different tragedies going on in the world, well, you're going to just have, unfortunately, suffer a lot of misery.
Absolutely.
And again, that's a choice.
For sure, for sure. One of the things that I've done to change my life was completely stop following the media. I haven't watched the news in 5, 6 years. And when people ask me, do you know what's going on? I say, I don't know, and I don't care, because I don't want to there's nothing good in the news anyways. It's always the same crap always. So it just brings you
Well, and
down.
it's not even always true or correct.
Exactly. That's another big thing. Yeah, all this fake news and all that. So instead, just like you feed your body with good nutritive food, you just do the same thing for your mind. Things that inspire you. Empower you is what I've been doing, and I've never looked back. So you said your program is in 90 days. Walk us through the process. What is the first thing that you tackle with someone that joins your program? And then you mentioned the first thing to look at is, what is the root cause? So how do you do that? How do you do that with people to try to identify and diagnose, let's say, for example, it's trauma or cancer? How do you help them identify, okay, what's caused the cancer, and how can you tackle it? So walk us through your process of helping people getting the result that you're trying to help them in those 90 days.
So to answer that simply, because you're focused on the trauma, you're focused on that, someone's coming, they've got an illness or disease or some kind of trauma, and whereas I'm not focused on that anymore. It's like, if someone comes to me, who do you choose to become? There is millions, actually billions of practitioners on the planet all doing trauma work. And unfortunately, most of them are traumatized themselves. That's why I'm changing my direction. Who do you choose to become? And let's now create that
And
person
map that
and
out.
that
Okay.
being and wake up and aspire to that.
I see. So you help them. You don't look at the deep root. Instead, you look at, okay, what do you want to become? What's your ideal version? And then map it out, plan it for them, and then give them a game plan, a blueprint to achieve it.
I don't plan it for them. I empower them through the process, but I do a whole questionnaire and gather a lot of information in order to find out where they're at, and then we create a blueprint on who they choose to be, and then we take the action and they have homework. And during the 90 days, I'm in touch with them on a daily basis, pretty much. We're constantly, text messages or a phone call. They can call me if something comes up, plus the homework and the journaling, and they send it all to me. And so depending on where someone's at and what they choose to accomplish in the 90 days, well, then we work out a strategy that suits their lifestyle, suits them as an individual. So it's completely customized. It's not a cookie cutter approach.
Awesome. How long have you been doing that?
I started my business in 99.
Wow. Okay.
So 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my journey and everything that I studied, like I said, started in 1990 when I met my spiritual teacher. And then I studied many different modalities, and coaching being one. And I'm also a certified trainer and a lot of things. I don't, I just see all these things I've studied as a tool. the healing work is a tool. You know, the same with hypnotherapy. It doesn't matter. It's like who you're being as a being and how you show up in the world and energetically is more important. And we came with a toolkit, not a first aid kit. So I just see who they're being right now, what needs to clean up in order for them to achieve who they choose to be and live their life from this empowered state. And then I'll pull whatever tool I need out of my tool bag and teach them that, so then they can achieve their goal and their outcome that they want in the 90 days. Sometimes it's longer. There's a lot of people may need 6 months, and then the
Absolutely.
results in that 6 months, they've completely transformed their lives. I've worked, one client, she had a pancreas and a kidney transplant. At the same time, her husband separated from her. She wasn't working. She had major health issues. And then when they separated, then it was a matter of her going and getting a job, which I coached her through, and she got her 6-figure job, and then buying her own place, and then setting herself up, having joint custody with their son. I mean, there was a lot of moving parts. And she transformed her health. And so everyone's got different stuff going on in their life, and they need different support in different areas. So I completely customize it for the individual, and we work out a strategy from there.
Beautiful. You just answered my next question. My question was to ask you to share a couple of, at least one transformational experience result from one of your clients, and you just did that. So that's awesome. Cool.
And actually on my Google, one of my clients, and I'm happy to read this out. She's
Please.
just written a Google review for me. Let me just pull it up. So well, it's very tiny, but so she says, this incredible, caring and knowledgeable and gifted lady is the real deal. I don't think I could name a thing that she couldn't tackle with you from the fast permanent shift. Sorry, this font is quite tiny. Oh, there we go. From the fast permanent shifts in physical, mental, emotional issues to business coaching to consciousness evolution and upliftment, I've experienced Linda's incredible bodywork, healing, intuitive guidance, coaching, manifestation, and business coaching, and it is on another level. My life has completely changed in the space of a month. She contains such a huge wealth of tools and knowledge and has been incredibly empowering for me to be able to tune into my own soul and higher self for shifts in consciousness as well now. Her sessions are very empowering, supercharged with her amazing high vibrational energy, and you are an active participant in your own healing, so you are empowered all the way. She continues to inspire, teach, empower, and fuel me upwards, uplifting and healing every area of my life. I feel like I'm taking off in a rocket ship. If you want to completely change your life, I cannot recommend this lady enough. She is amazing. So that just came in last Friday from one of my current clients that I'm working with.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Speaking of clients, how are you getting your clients?
It's referral based and also social media, on my website. People come, they may book in for a clarity call just to find out or to connect with me. I also host meditation groups as well as in-person events as well. And that's another opportunity. People can come and get to know me. And also I've got my own community, which is called Goal Achievement Mastermind. And it's every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Brisbane, Australia time. And I invite people to come and join me every week in the group for a month free before they have to pay anything. So then it's no risk, it's guaranteed. It's like, what do you choose to achieve in a month? Let's create that. But it's not just about goals. It's the things that I teach and all the tools I teach in this community is for all areas of life, and like the healing part, like my client said, she just comes for inspiration because she's just learning so much. And so yes, the goal, you have your goals, but you're achieving and just feeling so high vibration every single week. And I hold the space for people and I believe in them. So it's a good way of a community where people can come and feel safe and supported, where they can receive ongoing guidance, ongoing spiritual guidance, whatever they need. And there's an opportunity to ask me questions within that community. So that's another area that people can come and experience my work. And then if they'd like to go deeper and work one-to-one, well, then we can do the one-to-one coaching. Otherwise, I've got my online programs. And again, it's completely customized depending on where people are at and what do they choose to achieve moving forward. And 2024 is such an amazing year of transformation. People are popping and waking up, but there is no way that you can stay the same because the energy is so high vibration. It's like the veil is being lifted on the planet, and there's no excuses anymore. So this is really shifting and changing people's perception and outlook. It's like you think differently and you operate differently because you're a new energy being. So that's why I've changed my whole way of working with people, because we are operating with a new software. I say hardware, but it's really upgrading your conscious human operating system, and it's more than a reboot. It is like putting in a new hard drive and operating on new software, and that's what we're operating on right now. And just getting more and more conscious and aware every day. So it's exciting. It's exciting times on the planet.
I'm feeling the upliftment, not only for myself, but also for people around me. You mentioned heart wave. That's something that I've heard before.
No, it's not
hardware. Sorry, hardware and brainware.
Not hard drive.
Hardware, yes.
Yes.
Exactly, and brainware. I heard it before, and it's a good reminder. So cool, awesome. You mentioned people. Who's your avatar?
Is professionals, business professionals, or people who are working in any corporate industry, and they are looking for new ways, new tools to enhance their life. They know that there's a bigger calling in their life, and they've been playing small, and they are ready to play a bigger game and really take charge of their life, take charge of their health, their well-being, who they are being and how they show up in the world, and just start playing on a much bigger stage. And that's how they will be more true and authentic to their soul and who they are being. Because a lot of people are just playing very small right now, and they've lost belief in themselves, how powerful and magnificent they are. And they've really dumbed themselves down by even, operating at those levels. So this is where it's like, come back to who you truly are as a soul, and believe how powerful and magnificent you are, and step into that being.
Indeed, indeed. That's a beautiful thing. Let's start wrapping things up. To finish, I'd like to ask a series of rapid fire questions on advices. Ready?
Okay.
What's the best piece of advice you received so far?
From one of my teachers.
And life in general?
Breathe, trust, have
Mm.
faith.
What's the worst piece of advice you received so far?
Oh, let's talk about how sick we are, and illness and disease, and this trauma, and all the stories. And that's what some of the medical profession, they just keep people looped in a story, trauma story.
If you were blessed with a time machine, you can go back in time and sit face to face with 18-year-old Linda. What's the number one piece of advice you would give to her, knowing all that you know now?
Trust and have faith that you have an amazing life ahead of you.
Love that.
Yeah. Let go of the past.
Mm.
Let go of the past. It's not who you are. It's a story, and it has no energy or power.
Okay. Do you have your own podcast?
My own podcast, yes. It's called Crossroads of ...
Oh.
And I interview people on at a time where they've come to a crossroads in their life, and they've had to make a major choice or decision, which has changed the trajectory of their life forever. And
Cool.
so those powerful stories is the people that I interview, and the audience is pretty much anyone who's looking for that upliftment and the inspiration that, wow, everyone has a story, and this is what they did. So it's to help elevate the energy vibration on the planet, so people start believing if they can do it, well, so can I.
Awesome. Love that. If you were to interview yourself, what's the first question you want to ask yourself?
You just froze. You just froze. So I missed that question.
All right. If you were to interview yourself, what's the first question you want to ask yourself?
What makes you amazing?
And what's your
And
answer?
that's what I ask other people.
What's your answer?
And is my amazing ability to be able to tune into people, my intuitive gift, my ability of feeling I'm an empath, my psychic abilities, and also my perspective and outlook on life. I'm very optimistic. I always see the silver lining and the blessing, and things happen for you, not to you. So my perspective on life is completely different, and different situations and circumstances. I always look at the opportunity and the learning and the growing, and being grateful of what I learned as a soul from that experience.
Awesome. Beautiful. The last question I ask all my guests, and that's my favorite question to ask, and that is, what is the smallest thing you've done that has had the greatest, deepest, most powerful, transformational impact in your life? For me, it's been starting my podcast. What about you, Linda?
Is starting my business and trusting that
Mhm.
following my heart, following my inner guidance, and sharing my healing gifts with the world is the best thing that I've ever done. And I'm meant to be an entrepreneur, meant to keep helping thousands more people, millions more on this planet before I leave.
Awesome. If someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way to do so?
The easiest way is either via my website, lindabenn.com, or I'm on all the social media, Facebook under Linda Joy Benn, LinkedIn, again, LinkedIn, Instagram, Linda Joy Benn, TikTok. My Facebook business page is Linda Benn International. I also have my own Facebook group called Ben Method with Linda.
All right,
So
cool.
lots.
I'll put this in the show. Listen, Linda, loved having you on the podcast. This is the third episode we're doing. What a story you've been blessed with. I salute you. Truly do with heart. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world, your presence, your impact, with everything you're doing with your gifts. Stay safe, stay awesome. Have a great one. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, Payman.
Welcome.
Goodbye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.